And so that's what I'm trying to do, is bridge that gap for letting them to understand, you know, I'm a trucker. Would I be accepted at a bar? You know, or I'm a gay guy. Would I even see myself associating with a trucker? So a lot of people don't think of it as an option. So for me, I'm trying to blend those two together for people to give it an option in their head that they may think about for just a second even. Or when that truck passes you down the highway, you may think, you know what, that might be an LGBTQ person. And just it's all about giving visibility to these things, and showing the diversity of that everything is, and all the people that makes up the organization and network. So
okay. Now, I want to ask more of a personal question here. You don't have to answer it, but I think it's probably would be a good answer. I mean, a good question for both you and your partner there. Now, you know, traveling on the road in a as a couple can be good and bad in a lot of situations, and mainly when you're in a cramped situation like a that sleeper quarters thing there. And
right.
and gay men are some of the most pickiest men on the planet with the way they like things done, what they want to wear, where they want things at. Is things okay at home with you and your partner?
um we are amazing, believe it or not. You know, when we went into trucking, we've been together for 15 years. And when we went into trucking, we was together for 9 years. We had just got married. We had hit a rough patch in our life. And I actually feel that trucking brought us together and kind of saved our relationship. It brought us even closer together because we have to depend on each other all the time for the safety and security, you know, and one is sleeping in the back while the other one is up front driving. And, I explain it this way a lot because yes, I haul all these loads in that trailer, and that trailer may be loaded behind me, but the most important valuable asset that I have is my husband laying behind me sleeping in the bed. And, I protect him. Now, is there moments that in a relationship he pushes my buttons and I'd love to collect the insurance money? Yes, there is moments. Your partner pushes your buttons faster than anybody else, and they know exactly how. So, and we both do that to each other. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's actually been an amazing experience for us. Do we argue and fight? Yes. And, just like everybody else. But instead of throwing it away and having a Beyonce mentality and thinking that I can have another you in a minute, we work on our problems that we have with each other. And if we have any problems, we work it out, we talk it out. Maybe not at the moment. We may have to, blow some steam off or whatever. But and if you imagine being in a something smaller than a jail cell, because you're small, it's really, really small quarters. So yeah, you're going to get on each other's nerves. It's going to happen. But I think what helps us most with that literally is we don't mind getting out of the truck. So if we go into Texas, we'll go to Six Flags. If we go to Ohio, we'll go to Kings Island. We go to, we get out and go to the movies. We get out and go to the outlet malls and go shopping. So we take the opportunity that even though we're going across the country, and we do take the time to go out, and we'll go to the gay bars, local bar. If there's, a drag show going on, we love to go out and support local LGBTQ organizations or community businesses. And so we try to take time out of the truck. A lot of people don't, though. That's the problem.
I can imagine. I mean, with the both of you being on the road together means that you could probably save a lot of money to buy yourself a house and settle down when you become, when you've had enough of the trucking business.
Right.
Or you could buy a truck and rent it out or something like that. however it works. I mean, because of the end goal, it has to be an end goal for your retirement. I would think for the both of you, you're working so hard on the road and you're doing so much. You're spending so much time together. So this is a you have a movie on your hand there. You don't even know it. You have a movie on your hand. And I just want to say, now I want to talk a little bit about because for me, being on the road as much as I have been, earlier on when we used to drag those bags from city to city to city to city, we used to stop in all these mom and pop shops. Now, what is the experience like for you and your husband? I mean, is there that woman from Mel's Diner that you meet on the road sometimes?
Um, you know,
Flo from Mel's Diner. I think her name is Flo.
there is, I mean, there is, I just have to, everywhere we go, you meet special people. You just really do. You meet some really interesting people. And believe it or not, you know, like we was at this one truck stop and there was a waitress there and we hadn't stopped there in probably 2.5 years, but she remembered us in that time. She just remembered us because we had good conversation and she had like laughed and talked with us and things, so you meet so many amazing people. And I think that's the gift of it. Some people get so wrapped up in, and I do it in life, just even if you're not a truck driver, you get so wrapped up in things and stay so busy in life. But like, I enjoy taking pictures everywhere I go. I have the most beautiful office window you could ever have. You know what I mean? It's always changing. There's always something going on. It's exciting. It's fun, but it has its bad days too. It's really hard being on the road because I just lost my dad in January. And there's many times that you miss things. I missed the last 2 days because I have to keep the truck productive and we have to keep moving. And I have to pay for things like funerals and stuff when stuff happens. So I missed the last 2 days of my dad's life. I went back out on the road. And I've missed many funerals and I've missed a lot of, weddings and birthdays. So there is a sacrifice that you do by being on the road because you are out 5-6 weeks at a time, sometimes 2 months. It just depends on the company you work for. For us, we run high value pharmaceutical. So by running pharmacy and government loads, it's a higher standard. So you have to stay moving at all times. They want you to drive from point A to point B. So when you pick up, so it changes your way that you have to think and the way you have to drive. So I'm not seeing so much at the truck stops unless our truck is empty or unless we're stopping to get fuel. So we're pretty much, as a team, we run anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 miles a week. And
that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize.
I take my wig off. I say this in every show. I take my wig off to you because you have to be strong to be on the road like that. I couldn't do it. I mean, and not only that, I'm very short, and I mean, I look a lot taller than I am, and I have very little patience for anybody on the road. So I think I would have a problem there. Now let's talk about when all of this is done. Do you guys have a plan for when this truck driving experience thing is done, when you're done on the road? Because eventually one of you will be fed up with being on the road, or you both will be fed up with being on the road.
Well, that would be my husband. He's already fed up with being on the road. He could come home right now. But he likes the money. Simple as that. And so we have houses.
That's a driving force. And we need that money. We need those good jobs today. Things are, lettuce is $7. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, things that you see out there. And then some of my friends, there's some things about drivers that people don't realize. Like, we get into this, I don't know, you make a little bit more money than the average person. So because of that, I'm very fortunate, and I count my blessings, and I know that all of it could be gone tomorrow. But we have a house in Huntington, West Virginia, and then we have a house in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We did have a house in Florida, but we gave that house up because it was too far of a distance from my mom and dad, and it's a lot harder for freight to get in and out of. So, I mean, I am very fortunate to have what I have, and our eventual goal, we do own some property and things that we're going to be investing to do rental properties and things like that. So, everyone has their eventual goal and things. I don't really know if I will ever completely give up trucking. I think that I always want to have my foot in the door, so to speak, because I really think that maybe in time I'd like to be a trainer or at one of the trucking schools. And I've talked to a couple of them about that because there really is nobody that is a gay trainer at this point that's openly, as open as I am at least, about things. So I feel that there is a need for that too, because I know that for me, whenever I was going through trucking school, one of my biggest worries is you have to spend like 8 to 10 weeks with another driver, a driver trainer. And so when you're going on the road with someone completely a stranger you don't know. And so I was like, I couldn't imagine. I just was like, I don't know if I can do it.
I couldn't do it. Now let's talk about security on the road for you and your boyfriend. I mean, your husband there. Security. Do you guys ever feel like you're in danger with truckers think that they're macho and they're butch and all this